Hello again everyone, it's me, MadameMacabre, and welcome to another bonus upload. For today's video, I have special guest Natural Wizard here again, and we are gonna dive into more of those juicy entitled parents stories.
Hey guys, glad to be back again. And boy, do we have some zesty Reddit nuggets for you guys.
Okay, well I think I'll go ahead and kick it off this time, starting with one called Ice Cream for All or None. This is a story that my mom told me about. I showed her the Entitled Parents sub and I asked if she ever encountered such a person. She told me that she had always seen them, but only ever interacted with them when I was very young. So, my mom took me and my brother, we were about 4 years old, to a neighborhood park every weekend during the summertime. Anyway, while at the park, my mom would occasionally get us each an ice cream cone and herself a sundae. As we'd finish them fast or accidentally drop them, she'd share hers with us. This particular day, after getting the cones for us, my mom heard someone loudly say, "You shouldn't have done that." She didn't particularly care as she thought it wasn't directed at her. Then this woman, entitled Mother, approached her as my mom sat on the bench, keeping an eye on us. The woman got her attention and started speaking to her.
Hey, excuse me. You shouldn't have done that. Now they'll all expect some.
My mom, confused. Wait, done what? I was just sitting here watching my kids.
You just bought them ice cream. Now my kids will want some.
So?
Well, I wasn't planning on getting them any today. Now I'm gonna have to. You should have thought about how everyone would feel if you only got your kids ice cream.
My mom is well known for being extremely honest, blunt, and occasionally sarcastic. She looked at the entitled mother directly in her eyes. Yeah, I got my kids ice cream. Notice how I said my, as in it's my business what I get my kids. I don't care what you get or don't get your kids, so please just go away and mind your own business. She slowly began eating her sundae as the lady kept looking at her in shock. The entitled mother kept trying to speak to my mom, but she just ignored her and occasionally replied, between bites. She eventually took the hint and left my mom alone. Knowing how my mom gets when someone annoys her, I say this lady got off easy. Yeah, I do think it's fair to say that she got off pretty easy, because if it had happened with our mom, it would have ended very differently.
Now, if I was in that situation, and I had a kid at the park and I bought them ice cream, if a mother approached me like that, I'd have taken my ice cream and shoved it right in her face.
Seriously though, if I wasn't afraid of the sugar rush, I probably would have, just to prove a point, gone and bought my kids a second ice cream cone while making hard eye contact with her the entire time. Okay, well that's enough of that. How about we move on to the next one? We'll let Wizard do this one.
Okay, so this next post is titled, "You're fat, you don't need to eat anymore." This one's gonna be fun. So for starters, yeah, I'm fat. I've made a couple posts on here where I mention that, and also I'm sure you could guess from the username. So this happened about 2 weeks ago. My girlfriend works in this complex that has a McDonald's in it. She has a 4-hour shift and we have plans afterwards. I usually just hang at McD's, and sometimes I'll get myself a little something if I haven't eaten yet. This was the case on this day. I ordered myself a McDouble, hash brown, and a McChicken. I heard a woman, entitled Mother, scoff behind me when I placed my order. I'm used to people being buttholes about my weight, so I barely even recognize it. I did notice, however, that when I was waiting for my order that she hadn't ordered anything but was standing at the food pickup, eyeing me down. Weird, but whatever. The worker calls my order number and I walk to the counter to get it. That's when entitled mom walks up and tries to snatch it out of the worker's hands. "Sorry ma'am, but that's my order." I show her and the worker the receipt, which had the same number as the bag of food, obviously.
"Well, you obviously don't need it. Look at you."
"Yes, I'm quite gorgeous, thank you."
"Ew, God no. Look how fat you are. If you eat any more, you'll have a heart attack."
"Good to know." I grab my food and try to leave.
"My daughter wants basically this exact order, and you don't need it, so hand it over."
She's grabbing at the bag, and now I'm the fatty protecting his food. Yes, still find this funny, don't worry. "Okay, give me $20 and you can have it."
"First off, you paid $6 for that, and my daughter is sick, so she deserves it."
"Well, if this is gonna give me a heart attack, I'd hate to think what it would do to your sick daughter." I head for my truck at this point because I've caused enough of a commotion, and I feel I've pissed her off to my satisfaction. I hop in my truck and start reversing out of my spot. Out of the corner of my eye, I see what looks like someone running to my car. I look and see Entitled Mom sprinting towards my car and effing yeeting herself into the front bumper. Now this is my dad's truck, and it's his baby. He paid a good 50 grand for this beauty, and God help anyone trying to F with it. I also love the thing to death, so I'm beyond livid. What the frick is wrong with you, you stupid fricking crust? Now trying to draw a crowd.
This fatty just tried to run me over. Someone please help me.
By some crazy blind luck, there was a police car waiting in the drive-thru in full view of what just happened. He reverses out of the drive-thru and parks behind the truck.
Officer, thank God. This man just tried to run me over after stealing my food. Arrest him now.
Ma'am, I saw you run into the truck. I was waiting in the drive-thru line. All of the color drains from Entitled Mom's face. She starts booking it down the street, but the cop caught up to her quickly and detained her. She was sitting in the back of the car, cuffed, and just glaring at me as I told him everything that happened, from her trying to take my food to what she did to the car. He got statements off the people and a few employees who witnessed everything. She ended up getting charged for harassing me in the store and damaging the truck. Don't try coming between a thick boy and his food. Okay, lady, so like you said, you paid $6 for that, and your daughter's sick, but you want to feed her McDonald's? I don't see how that adds up.
Also, it starts to get really hard to believe that her daughter's actually sick if she's willing to launch herself onto a vehicle and claim it hit her. Like, lady, your truthfulness track record ain't looking so hot.
Who knows, maybe she was just trying to make an insurance claim so she could get that $6 to buy the Happy Meal.
She just wobbles down to the floor. Help me, I've McFallen.
I've fallen and I can't get up. Help.
Oh, I've McFallen!
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, well, another one. We've had a lot of food-related ones. That's okay. This one is called, You Weren't Eating It, so I Stole It and Gave It to My Kid. So this just happened a few hours ago on my flight home, and I figured I would post this while it was still fresh in my mind. So my flight had just taken off, and they were coming around with food. Seated next to me is Entitled Mother and her kid. They told the flight attendant that they didn't want to buy anything, and they just got water and refused the free snacks. The flight attendant double checks just to make sure they didn't want anything else, and again, they refuse. I had a bit of an upset stomach at the time and knew I wasn't going to eat anything right then, but I bought some Pringles and got their free cookies with my ginger ale to snack on later. It was a 4-hour flight. Less than 10 minutes later, the kid starts whining that he wants Pringles. The entitled mother begins to eye mine, but doesn't say anything. Noticing that look, I quickly stash mine into my bag, thinking she would be a decent human being and not go through my stuff, before going to use the washroom. Well, there was a bit of a line at the back of the plane, so I'm gone for 10 minutes at most. I come back, and my bag is open on my seat, food all pulled out, and the kid is there munching on my snacks. The cookies are already done, and the kid is stuffing his face with my Pringles. Excuse me, miss, but did you go into my bag and take my food?
You weren't eating it. My child was hungry.
I didn't even hesitate before hitting the flight attendant button. Miss, that was my food. I paid for it. You had no right to take it.
It's not like you were eating it, and you could use to lose some weight anyways.
It's at this point in time that the same flight attendant that sold me the Pringles comes over and asks what the problem is. I had left to use the washroom, and I came back to find this lady had gone through my bag to take the food I had purchased out and given it to her child.
No, I didn't. I purchased those.
Ma'am, you refused my offer for any food twice. Did you take her food?
She wasn't eating it.
At that point in time, I lean over to the kid. Hey, little man, could you do me a favor? He nodded, still stuffing his face with my Pringles. Can you point to where your mom got the chips from? Immediately, he points to my bag. Ma'am, you're going to have to pay her back for the chips.
No way! She wasn't eating them.
Regardless if she was eating them or not, you stole what she purchased. Either you buy her a new pack, or we will have to get police to intervene once we land. The entitled mom loses her freaking mind at this, but the flight attendant stands her ground and makes her buy me a new set of chips. She also moves me to an empty row in the back and sets me up with another packet of free cookies and another drink. The flight attendant then lets me know that she will be informing the police of what happened, and she was very sorry that it happened. I don't know if she wound up getting arrested once she left the plane, but I sure as hell hope I never run into her again. Good lord, some people drive me crazy. I mean, it's one thing, it'd be bad enough if she gave the kid your free cookies, but she gave him the snacks you bought? Like, that's a different level, and I mean, I can't blame the kid, they're just a little kid, but the mom should know better. And I hope she did get a talking to from security when they landed.
Aw yes, fine parenting. Teaching your child that stealing is okay at a young age. It may just be a bag of chips, but children are very impressionable.
That's very true. I fear for these kids. Anyway, we've got time for one more story, so let's pass it back over to Wizard.
Beware all animal lovers. This one is called Let Me Have Your Puppy. Hi, so some context. My mom has a black Shih Tzu pupper who's about 9 years old to this day. She's cute and small pupper named Sunny. So this story happened in 2017. So I was walking the pupper around my neighborhood, and I heard that noise that triggers my anxiety every time.
Mommy, a puppy! Sister, take me to the puppy!
I'm guessing you want to pet it? Entitled young brother?
Mm-hmm.
I looked to the voices and I saw a probably 5'5" girl pulling a probably 8-year-old little boy in a wagon, with a 20 to 30-year-old white woman mom with the get me your manager haircut. The daughter pulls her little brother up to me. Excuse me, can we pet your dog? Yes, of course. Sunny loves all the attention and pets she can get. However, when the boy gets out of the wagon, he starts to pick her up by her collar. Hey, stop that. No, entitled young brother, don't. Hell Mom has decided to jump in.
What's the issue? He wants the puppy. Let him have the puppy.
Mom, no, that is her dog. Haha, misgendered again.
Hush, sweetie.
Your son is choking my dog. I grabbed Sunny from the boy and he begins to sob.
Look, you made him cry. Puppy! I want puppy! Oh, honey, I'll get you the puppy.
No, you won't. I'll not even recommend a shelter. I don't think your children should have an animal they could potentially hurt.
You don't know my kids.
I began walking off, holding Sunny to my chest. Treat dogs with respect, please. I wonder if this entitled mom realizes that picking up a puppy by its collar hurts them. Yeah, you may have carried your kids around like that, but still, that does not make this okay.
People like this drive me crazy, and they are probably the reason there are so many abandoned pets on the street, because if you're going to look at someone's beloved pet as enough of an object that you can just take it, I want it, I'm gonna take it, they probably cycle through a million animals. Mommy, I want it. Here you go. I want a different one now. All right, just drop kick it out the door, that's fine.
No, that's not fine.
Okay, you guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed those slightly infuriating stories. That is all we have time for today on my channel, but if you want another fix right now, we did another collaboration, but over on my brother's channel. I'll go ahead and link over to him in the end card, so check it out if you want more.
Yeah, come on by and grab a glass of tea.
Alright, you guys. Well, I will personally catch you later on this week. That's all until next time, and until then, remember, stay creepy.